Yeah, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to be here. It's a privilege to have a celebrity tennis player, tennis coach to take up some time to talk today. Thank you for being here today.
Happy to be here with you. You are an amazing person. You are doing this to inspire and help and support. And the word solutions, I think it has to do with fantasy. It has to do with doing good. So we are on the same train.
Good, good. Thank you so much. By the way, that's Solution Illuminators LLC. That's my company there. That you just gave me a free advert. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. I'm not here because of myself. I'm here because of you today. And we want to talk about your book, The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic. The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic. I mean, the first question that comes to my mind is, why did you write a book? And the title, The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic. I think that's one of the few times I've seen lazy used in a word like that. And that actually catches the attention of people. One of the times I was reading the book and my wife was passing by and she just giggled about the title of the book, like, why the lazy? and I know every other person will have something to say about the title. First, why the book and why the title?
Okay, there are two parts to explain that. First one has to do with my personal story. By the age of 20, to make a long story short, I saved you 20 years already.
Mm-hmm.
By the age of 20, I was doing well. I was making money. I was in good physical shape. I was, like by any measure, a successful 20-year young individual. And I wasn't happy at all. It was like, what is this success for? I wasn't happy. I was angry. I wasn't getting along with people. I wasn't getting along with my clients, with my coworkers, with vendors. I was like fighting with everyone. Like life wasn't making sense to me. And I was, by any measure, successful. And I realized then, like, if this is life, what's the point? So I wanted to learn the rules of life, those things that make things happen, those hidden secrets, those things that, I don't know, philosophers know about, or, the metaphysics, like all those things that are beyond ourselves. I was a thinker. I like to read. So I knew there was something out there I wanted to learn to be happy, simple. So I found my guru, I tell the story in the book a little bit.
Yeah.
And she told me, look, life can be easy, comfortable, and fun. Do you want it? It's available to you right now. And I go like, easy, comfortable, and fun. But I was educated, life should be hard, tough, and, work against all odds. And doesn't even need to be fun, it's whatever it takes. And that was me. So while I was studying physical education, going to school, and working from 20 to 25, I went to her house, as my mentor for 5 years. And I started maturing all these things from working hard and a tough life. And I didn't even care about having fun because everything was like tough. And I started maturing into living easy, comfortable, and fun. So all those 5 years, I was telling the lady, very smart. You should write a book about this. Like what I am learning, it's amazing. There is no book I can get this from. There is no video in those days. There is no TV show that teaches this. There is no other person talking about these things. Everybody teaches you to work hard to make something happen. So the book started in those days. I'm talking 30 years ago. And she told me, look, if you want the book, you write it. I only speak about it. You know, she didn't want to work on it. And she told me, if you ever are going to write it, it has to be real. Not a story, not something that you think can be good for others. You need to be the first example that what I am teaching you works. So in those 5 years, I learned it. Then the next 20 years, I matured it until it became part of me. It's automatic. This is who I am. All those 20 years, the book wanted to come out. It's just that I am not a writer. I'm a tennis player. I'm on the tennis court all the time. You know, sitting and writing is not my thing. But one day it was too much. It was inside, needed to come out. I bought books on how to write a book. I hired coaches how to write a book. I bought courses how to write a book. Long story short, I wrote the book.
Wow,
Now
excellent.
it's out, and here we are.
Good, good. Thank you so much. The title.
Oh, okay. Life can be easy, comfortable, and fun. Find me a word that encapsulates that.
Yeah.
And it's lazy, because any lazy person, if it's fun, they'll do it. If it's comfortable, they'll do it. If it's easy, they'll do it. So you don't need to work hard. Any lazy person can be successful. And the book guides you in that journey, because to be successful as a lazy person, you need to know yourself deep down to the DNA level of your cells. It's like any thought that comes to you, when you know who you are deep down, you know if that is for you or it's better keep it out.
Yes.
But when you don't know yourself, anybody gives you advice, you take it, you work on it, and 5 years later, you wake up and like, oh, I was in the wrong journey.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what the book is about, is you don't need to work hard, you need to know yourself.
Wow. Wow. Go ahead.
That's the book. The fantasy part is, okay, now that you know yourself, choose or differentiate from fantasy and from drama.
Yes.
Once you understand that, anything that happens out there, you know where to put it. Either to absorb it and work on it, reject it, or maybe leave it there for later. But it's either drama or fantasy. There is no in between.
Good, good, good. So the key concept in the book is self-awareness. That's what you're trying to sell to people. You're saying, well, if you can know yourself very well, you don't need to work as hard as you're working. I've seen people say this. I always say, well, maybe work smart, not work hard. You work in a very smart way, but you're not really working as hard as other people, because we know in the real world, the people that work the hardest are not the people that are most successful in life. That's the truth. So that's my understanding of the title. So self-awareness, and you actually link that to living a fantastic life. and you also connect it to what is happening in the body. Can you say something about that? How do you connect self-awareness to the biological activity going on in the body?
Chapter 9, Tolu. Open chapter 9. Chapter
Chapter.
9 is there is working hard. You can accomplish a lot. But from working hard, you get tired, you get injured, you get sick. It's hard. Then it's working smart. Maybe now you have a strategy, to be more productive. Maybe you delegate, or maybe you do the vision board. If you are into all those things like the law of attraction, that's kind of the working smart part. You can achieve success. You avoid injury, let's say, because it's more relaxing in the body when you apply some thought to your actions. But then the lazy way is not that it's not working at all, but is that you know yourself so well, so deep. You feel it in your body when it's right for you. When you feel it in your body that it's right for you, you can be working on the thing 24 hours a day, and you can wait to wake up again the next day and do it again 24 hours a day. So the point of chapter 9 is apply what you've been learning so far in the book, and check how it feels. When it feels right, it's right. If it doesn't feel right, even if everything looks good, like cross the how do you say, cross the T's and the I's and the pros and cons, and all the analysis looks right, but if it doesn't feel right, there is something there that will boycott you. So you need to respect that. That's the how to use the body with what you learn about self-awareness. If you don't use the body, if you don't feel it, if you don't connect with that, everything you learn stays in your mind, but the mind plays tricks with you. Because for 30 years, you learn, I don't know, save money. Let's say, I'm just throwing something that yes, we all learn. Save money, work hard, I don't know, buy insurance, blah, blah, blah. So if something you like out there goes against everything you learn, and you still operate from here, maybe everything you learn doesn't apply to you. I don't care what works for everyone. I care what works for me. I only know what works for me when it feels right in your gut here, in the stomach. That's the body part.
Yeah. This is really very interesting. The concept of self-awareness, it's something that everyone is working on. I'm still working on it, and I hope our viewers are also thinking about it, because like you said, it's something for you, not for everyone. Right? The easiest way to waste your time in life is to try to do what other people are doing because it's working for them. It might not work for you as a person. And that's why we're here to discuss that. And one of the things that I found very interesting in the book is how you compared self-awareness to the magic wand.
Oh,
yeah, it's like, oh, magic. I'm from Africa. I don't think about self-awareness as a magic. I mean, a lot of people use magic in different ways. You have African magic movie, you have magic voodoo, which is a bad thing that people do. Why the choice of the word magic wand? And how does that link to the state of the mind, how you feel as a person?
Tolu, this is a book, so you need some art into it, to relate concepts.
Yes.
So if I go and say I wrote a book about magic, like what you are saying, you say voodoo, what is it? I'm not that,
Yes.
The concept here is, and I tell a story, and this is a true story. Someone comes to me, this is in the beginning of the book, because the introduction, it's titled The Magic Wand. I'm going to give you with this book the magic wand, that thing that you do and things happen. Maybe not immediately, but they happen. The magic wand, self-awareness is the magic wand, because when you know yourself, independent of others, okay, and this is very important, independent of others, everything that happens, you see it happening in front of you like in slow motion. It's like you can handle every situation. You know how to position yourself to use it in your favor. I'll give you like a short example, not to go too long. Someone comes to me and says, Max, I want to make more money and have more meaningful jobs. I go like, okay, more money and more meaningful jobs. What is it that you do? I am a professional photographer. Okay, what do you mean by professional jobs? I don't know, but I take weddings. I'm tired of photographing weddings. Okay. So we talk a little bit and I say, look, any coach in the planet, most people, everyone is going to tell you, send your resume to 1 million people. Yeah. Go on LinkedIn all day. Work hard on finding new jobs. The smart people will tell you, have a strategy. Design where your client is and go there. The lazy people, me, is going to tell you, do your thing, be yourself, be genuine, go around your day, and if it's true, and this is the key, if it's true that you want more money and more meaningful jobs, it's going to happen for you. Don't ask me how or when, but it's going to happen for you. Long story short, this person gives a TEDx talk, TEDx, those things.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she talks about storytelling and photography, for professional people to create their brand, something like that. So from that talk, she got PhDs that they needed a professional photograph and storytelling for all their resumes and all their research papers, and every time they need fundraising for their projects. And in the audience, unknown to this person, was someone from National Geographic. Was impressed by the presentation. Now, this person got from taking wedding pictures to taking photo shoots with PhDs and the National Geographic.
Wow.
And that wasn't planned. That was magic.
Yes, yes. I know the person you're talking about, anyways.
But I know, because the story is in the book.
Yeah.
But for your audience here to understand, when I talk about magic, it's not that you go to a guru, voodoo. Maybe you are from Africa and you have that. Well, but it's the same on every look. I come from Argentina. We have those things too,
Yeah, that's what I want you to say. Thank you.
So, everybody has their own voodoo. My point with magic is You can do the voodoo. I have nothing against it. But you don't need it. You need to know yourself, be genuine, be proactive. That's magic.
Good, good. Thank you so much. I love the example you gave. I was going to ask a question about it. Say expert. I know her very well. That's who you're telling the story about. So something that actually also I found very interesting in your book, The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic, is you said the order of process of manifestation is the gut, which comes from the self-awareness you just explained, then the head, then the hands.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any story around that, and how did you come about that particular order?
Okay. A story is the one I just told you.
Good. Okay. So
Okay, let's look at this. Let's say she would have gone the other way, like the normal way, working hard. That's the hands. That's working. Send your resume, work, 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 work. I'm not saying that doesn't work, but that's not aligned with easy, comfortable, and fun. That's the hands. What I propose is start with yourself, with who you are. That's in the gut. Who you are is not who you think you are. It's not even what you do. It's what emanates from you without you thinking. Is that inner force that gets you moving. Is that inner thing that you cannot stop it. Like my book. You asked me about my book. I couldn't stop my book. I had it in me for 20 years. So we have that.
mhm.
Self-awareness is the channel to recognize it. My book is the education to get there. So why it starts with the gut, with the stomach, with that sixth sense, that those things that are stronger than you cannot avoid them. That's the metaphysics of manifestation. That's what you cannot avoid. That's what's there, even if you are against it. You find that and you align with it. This thinking, which is the strategy, is natural. Because you know yourself, you know what to do. And then the doing, it's a formality.
Good, good. Because
I'll give
that's
you
going
an
to happen
example.
naturally.
Huh?
That's going to happen naturally. The doing is going to happen naturally. Yeah.
Yeah, lazy doesn't mean don't doing anything. Lazy doesn't mean laying on a hammock all day and do nothing. Now, if you like laying on a hammock all day and you can pay your bills, support those who depend on you, and contribute to some nice causes, then fire away, be on a hammock all day.
But how many people do you know that can do that?
I can do that. But my point is, the hammock is not the thing. The thing is that thing that you want to be doing all day.
Yes.
Lazy, in my book, you always show the front. Okay,
Yes.
show the back.
Yes.
Here is the meaning of lazy. The meaning of lazy here is two things, or any of two things. Doing everything you want, which is good, and not doing anything you don't want, which is good. In the end, it's the same thing. But when you know yourself, something comes at you, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Something comes at you, yeah, I want to do that. So that's the meaning, what I try to convey with the word lazy. Any lazy person will do what comes natural to them.
Good, good, excellent. This is really interesting. And I also one of the things I like about the book. You said I should show the back now. One of the things that I liked about the book is the fact that you said thinking can actually get in the way of what you're trying to do, because when you just start thinking about it too much, you don't take the step. That's a new concept to me, because I'm a firm believer of thinking. I play chess, which is one of the games that actually help you to think ahead and things like that. But the fact that you should generally want to move towards certain things without thinking about them, and thinking can get in the way of you moving forward, especially if you're overthinking things. I think that's a concept that everyone should think about. So you also mentioned in the book that people should find things that they are actually good at doing, and everyone is good at something, even if it means doing something that some other people don't want to do, but you can do it. So you should find those things. And with your experience playing tennis, martial arts, and you also mentioned your love for music, how did you pick tennis over martial arts and music, playing the guitar? Because you mentioned that in your book.
I like that question very much. Okay. We all have a natural born talent. We all have it. We all have it. There is no person that is not good at something. It doesn't exist. What happened is parents, school, society, whatever, they tell us to do something. Not to do what comes from us, but to do something. In my case, I was good at sports. I was like that kid in elementary school that I was good at sports. And when we played tournaments against other schools, I was winning. I was good at sports. My parents, they like the arts. So they wanted me to play an instrument. I'm like, I am 10, I'm 12, I don't know. Okay, give me the guitar, it's cool, long hair, rock and roll, you get the girl. So I learned to play the guitar. But I love music, but not to play an instrument. I'm horrible. I have zero talent for it. Zero. I wanted to play sports. I was good at tennis. So that was my thing. I wanted to play tennis. My parents wanted me to play the guitar. Of course, I quit the guitar at some point. It was hard. It was tedious. It was boring. I just like to play, like listening to music. I like to go to concerts, but not to play an instrument. So that's what happens with everyone, Adult people confuse us when we are kids, and we lose that identity that tell us who we are. My book, someone told me, Max, yours is a book of discovery. I'm like, how so? Because you don't tell me what to do. You guide me to who I am, and from there, I know what to do. When this leader told that to me, I was excited. I said, you are right. That's what I wanted to write. Who the hell I am to tell you what to do? You're an adult. You are smart. The thing that it's missing is for you to know, or to clarify, or to discover, or to awaken to, is who you are, what you are good at, what brings you joy, what would be easy, comfortable, and fun for you. For me, it's playing tennis. I'm in Miami. It's hot as hell. I don't care. I love it. Give me heat. Give me sweat. Give me running. But playing the guitar in the air conditioning, I don't like it. So difficult is not according to the outside. It's according to you. What is easy or difficult for you. And I
Wow,
hope,
interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're still talking about living fantastic. If anyone wants to comment or ask questions, please let us know. The conversation is getting more interesting as we go.
Yeah.
Really good, really good. Thank you so much for being here. In the book, The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic, I have to show the back to just like you want me to.
That was a
You
joke.
mentioned
That was a joke.
you mentioned the fact that there's different ways to think about self-awareness, and you said people should think about things that they want to do as a child. They should think about the scenery, the environment that they wish they enjoyed as a child, and try to create it as an adult.
Yeah.
And as you know, a lot of things can get in ways of that, can prevent that from happening. Finances, time, family, life, you can keep naming it. So how easy is this to get this done? And is there any strategy you can give to people on how to like say, well, this thing I wish I had it when I was a child, and now I want to be intentional about creating such environment for myself now. Do you have any story around that and any advice for people?
The advice would be to move more, and this is for you because you said this many times in the question, to move from thinking to feeling. You ask me many times, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So I would say adults thinking for us got us out of what felt good to us as kids. Adults telling us, what do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know, I'm 10. You know, adults want us to give them an answer when we are 10. So they get us out of who we are right away. Now we are in our 20, 30, 40, 50s, or 60s, and we lost who we are. So it's not like getting back what we lost, or I don't know how you ask me. There are no regrets. Everything that happened brought us to who we are today, or where we are. This is it. We are like your audience. You
Yeah.
are watching this show now. You have the opportunity to learn. Everything that happened brought you to this moment. Take advantage of it. So, my comment here is go back in your childhood to the moment before the adults got in the way, before the adults started asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Or before the adults telling you, do this, long term is going to be good for you, without taking into account what we like to do. I love my parents, don't get me wrong, but they got me away from the tennis court and put a guitar in my hand. So when I realized that years later, fine, it was what it was. This is my life. And I focus in my tennis. Everybody happy. You know, it is what it is. What can you do? Your childhood was there. Now you are an adult. You can find your inner child that calls you to play, that wants to have fun, and you do it. I'll give you an example. You asked me for an example. I have this tennis player, adult, beginner level, nothing competitive. And one day I say, "Come on, run,"
Mhm.
And he looks at me, "You remember what you asked me the first time?" I'm like, this was maybe 3 years later. I said, "Well, I don't remember, but I always ask a new client, what do you want to get out of it?
Yeah.
What brings you here? Remember what?" Yeah, he says, "True. Remember what I said?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, no, I forgot.
Mhm.
I told you. I came to play tennis with you because you've been recommended to me as a good tennis coach and everything, but also as a thinker. That when you
Mhm.
teach tennis, it's more than tennis. It's like you build the person, the character. So I came here because it's more fun than therapy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go nuts between the job, the family, and all of that. I need therapy, but I'm giving a chance instead of doing therapy, playing tennis.
Mhm.
I go like, oh, this guy, which is I don't know, 40 something, good treatment of his inner child because he's aware that he wants to have fun. Going to therapy is not fun, it's work. Playing tennis is more fun.
Mhm.
So, as an adult, he was giving life to his inner child. Now, the inner child needs money because you need to pay for the tennis lesson. Let's say you are into sports cars. Your inner child wants a sports car. Now you need to go and make, I don't know, $100,000 to buy
Yeah.
the sports car. Your
Mhm.
inner child likes to travel. You need to go and make money. So at some point, you learn that your inner child, giving life to your inner child, pretty much takes care of all the rest.
Good. Good. Excellent. Excellent. I also like the example you gave in the book. In which case, you were when you were in is it in high school, you were given chicken, and one of your friend, you guys got the chicken. The legs of the
Oh,
chicken were broken, and one of your friend had to try to work on the leg of the chicken, and eventually became a doctor and things like that. So that also supports what you're talking about. Thank you so much for
yeah,
sharing that.
yeah. That was elementary school.
Elementary school. Yeah.
Imagine a kid at 12 taking care of a little chicken.
Yes. Yes.
You know, 30 years later, famous doctor.
That's just that whatever childhood experiences are also, but whatever we went through as childhood is also indication of probably what we're supposed to do it eventually in the future, but we don't pay attention to those. We just try to listen to what the maybe the economy or the parents are telling you to do at that point, but then the other one is what we're supposed to pay attention to,
Yeah.
which is the childhood experience. So
Are you
thank
a
you.
parent? You have kids?
Yeah, I have two kids.
Okay, a good
Yeah.
parent ask their kids, what do you like? What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't even ask too much because kids, they may think, what's the right answer? So they may, give you like a thought answer, not a real answer. So
Mm-hmm.
you always want to look at them. What is it that they are doing by
Mm-hmm.
themselves?
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's I mean that's part of the parenting role. Yeah, of course. We gotta do better. We gotta do better than I believe every generation should be an improvement on the previous generation. So there's more knowledge, more information now than our parents had. So of course. So for
Yeah.
you, how was growing up in Argentina? How was growing up in Argentina? Anything you feel like sharing? And how
I
when did you come to America, and how was the transition for you?
I was born in a commercial district in Buenos Aires. It was like a lot of merchandise, like in the movies, the train station where everyone comes during the day to shop and then take the merchandise back to their towns. And I was in the middle of all of it. So when
Wow.
I was going to school walking, like containers of merchandise, like I saw like all of that movement. So in elementary school, I was buying candy in the street and reselling it in school. Like making money, entrepreneurship, like very natural to me. And then in high school, I kept doing like other things also for money. And as a tennis player, which I was good, maybe not good enough. So instead of becoming a professional tennis player, I hired myself as a tennis coach, to make money. Making money for me was important.
Mm-hmm.
But in my 20s, I wasn't happy. I went through this 5-year period with this guru.
Mm-hmm.
And by age 25, I'm like, I am in the wrong place. Like Argentina won't do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like Beverly Hills, Miami, all those nice things. And I made it. I like the beach. 25,
Mm-hmm.
I came to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I went to Los Angeles. I was 5 years in California. At 30, I moved to Miami. So it was for me, and maybe it happens to you too as an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
American people ask me, but how did you do it? Leaving your home. I'm like, but do you know what I left? Like, no brainer. Yeah, but the courage, like what courage? You buy a plane ticket, you land here and you start working. You learn like, what's the big deal? So I always was very independent, very entrepreneur. Like I like your word solution. I always was very solution oriented. Like, I don't know, things come up and you find a solution. I don't show my scars of the challenges I went through. Problem
Mm-hmm.
solution, no more problem. That simple,
That's it. Simple,
simple.
simple. Thank you so much. Now that you brought the word solution and Solution Illuminators LLC, that's my company. Anyways, you keep giving me adverts. Thank you so much. So one of the things that I really enjoyed in your book, The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic, is is the fact that you mentioned the wheelbarrow test, which is one of the way you explain things. And you have the picture of the wheelbarrow in your book. Could you remind me the work that we used to do when I was growing up? We used to walk around the house and put things in the wheelbarrow and push it to clean the environment of the house. Remind me a little bit about my childhood. But then in this case, it's very practical. You're trying to use it to explain solutions to different problems and trying to talk about your interaction with your mentee, the people that you coached in tennis. So, how did you come about this wheelbarrow test and how practical is it?
How it came about, it was my guru. It wasn't my idea.
Okay.
So I say, no, I work hard. Okay, hard doesn't go on a wheelbarrow. I cannot put hard on a wheelbarrow. Give me something I can put on a wheelbarrow. Okay. What do you mean by working hard? Okay, like what you just told me. I carried 100 bricks. I put 100 bricks, to build a home. Okay, I can put 100 bricks on a wheelbarrow. That's real. No, I am a happy person. Okay, I cannot put happy on a wheelbarrow. Give me something that I can put on a wheelbarrow. A smile.
Mhm.
Smile is real. I can put a smile on a wheelbarrow. Happiness I cannot. A smile I can.
Mhm.
And I think I speak a little like throughout the book. You ask someone, hey, are you happy? I say, sure. But you look at them, ugh, they're always angry, they never smile, they are not nice, but they say they are happy. So the wheelbarrow test doesn't let you get away with your own lies. You say, yeah, I'm happy. Give me something I can put on a wheelbarrow for me to know that you are happy. Peace. This is a big word. Peace. No, I am peaceful, but I want to, kill my neighbor.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Peace is coexistence. You may have a difference, you
Mhm.
communicate, but you respect the different. You don't kill the different. So people who say, I am peaceful, give me something I can put on a wheelbarrow. Okay, I am friends with this guy who thinks totally different from me. That can go in a wheelbarrow. That's the wheelbarrow test. Anything that happens, can you put it on a wheelbarrow or not?
Wow, interesting. So being more specific and
Yeah.
being clear in how the emotions. Something you mentioned just now, smiling, and we've been trying to have good time here, and we're still gonna have more good times. It's linked to what you said in the book. In the book, you said people and societies that lose their sense of humor are condemned to violence.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? Can you?
I wanted to avoid politics
Well, we cannot
because
avoid it
it's not my
because.
thing. But if you think about it, where like who are the violent people? People
Hmm.
who lost the sense of humor.
All right.
You can make a joke about anything and
Mm-hmm.
and make a tense situation diffuse with a joke or with a smile or with some appreciation, like looking at it from the other side. You find some commonality, have some communication. So when you societies that lose that sense of communication, empathy, if you cannot make a joke about yourself
Mm-hmm.
as a society, that leads to violence.
Hmm.
I don't
Wow.
know if that's an answer.
It's good. It's good. Really excellent. It's excellent. I know it's true, but I just want to see your own perspective. I like to hear people's perspective and certain things. It might be different from mine, even though it's the same. You understand? It's like mathematics, right? You can use different methods to get the same answer. So that's
Okay.
that's why I asked that. So one of the things that you also said in the book is the fact that relationships is very important. You said tennis players in happy relationships who have permission from their spouse to win can succeed in a big way. I know that is very true. I know relationships are very important. I wrote a book and it was rated high in relationships, despite the fact I thought it was good in other things. When I put it on Amazon, they said it's humor and relationship. It was rated high in humor and relationships. The book that I wrote, which was not something I was aware of. So I know relationship is very good. But then in some situations we've seen athletes and people that are into sports, some of them do well, but they struggle with their relationships, right? I can keep naming from today. I don't want to name, but we know the names of people who um, either go through the divorce or never really have a stable relationship, and they still tried. So, what mechanism and what kind of way are those people were able to pull through without having good relationship in court?
Um, chapter 3 in the book, chapter 3 presents 8 potentials which are very natural to all of us. 8. The journey in self-awareness teaches you about the 8 potentials, and they coexist in us. I'm going to go fast on the 8. I'm going to focus on the relationship, which is your concern.
Yes.
We are all born out of a womb. Unless you are a robot or the result of artificial intelligence, you came from your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a potential to nurture, to give life. That's the first one. Second one, we are kids. We want to have fun. When we are born, it's all fun. Then we are curious. We want answer. At 3, it's like, why this? Why that? Why the other? Then we start, developing as a body, hormones, male, female, going to the gym, having sex, all those
Mm-hmm.
natural things that come through the body. And as we grow, now we want to make money. And then it's natural to have relationships with others. Then when the relationship expands to a community, and then the 8th, or the first, wherever you want to start, it's, God, something beyond ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
something beyond ourselves. And each of the 8,
Mm-hmm.
you choose whether it's going to be a fantasy or a drama.
Yes.
Relationship, people who are not aware of what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
they live in the drama and they fight with their spouse, or they don't know what's going on. I'll give you an example. As a tennis player, for a while, I was losing everything. Everything. Years later, I reconnect with, the lady that I was seeing in my days as a tennis player, and she says, "Oh, yeah, that was boring. I just wanted you to finish fast so we could go shopping." So I had a relationship at the time. We got along,
Mm-hmm.
but her energy, all the aura, all those metaphysics were not conducive to my success. She could care less about me winning tennis. All she wanted to do was going shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So relationships show you where you are. I also wasn't like pursuing a tennis career. So, I like her a lot. I wanted her to be happy. So I was losing fast to make her happy. So relationships, you need to see what's going on. If what's going on is not conducive to your success, you want to communicate. You want dialogue. What do you want? What do you like? How you as a person can contribute to the other person on what they like, what they want. And the more both of you communicate, the
Mm-hmm.
healthier relationship, and the more both get what you want out of it.
Hmm.
That's 1/8 of the whole person.
Wow, interesting, interesting. So communication is the key, because at the end of the day, it has to be a right fit. It has to be somebody who is creating a supportive environment. It's not just if it's in the drama side, just like you said, then it's of no use, regardless of it being a relationship in court. As you said, I just want to make sure that's clear.
Tolu, people like drama.
Some people like it, but if I mean,
People like drama.
if
Look, Tolu,
yeah,
You know the word in Spanish, telenovela,
No.
soap opera?
Soap opera. I've had soap opera before.
Okay,
Yeah.
telenovela is the soap opera. Latin America lives watching soap operas.
Oh God.
So people like drama. You know, soap opera is drama. That's why soap operas are so successful, because people like drama. I hope they read my book and they wake up to the fantasy and avoid the drama. But people like drama. Don't underestimate it.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting. There are a few other things I want to touch before we close. We're coming close to the end of the session. Thank you so much for being here. This is really exciting. You mentioned the fact that people grow old because they forget to play. And
Yeah.
you said the fountain of youth is play. And this is also very important in research because I'm a researcher. As you know, we talk about aging. People age. Some people age faster than others, and there seems to be some anti-aging drug that has been made and things like that. But it's good to also look at it at the side of what people can control, right? What you can control from exterior. There's so many things going on in our body that we cannot control. We can just hope everything is going on fine inside. That has to do with the parts of the body, the organs in the body. But then you are saying that, well, acting like a child, not losing that childlike attitude can make somebody look young and not age too fast. Anything you have to say on that, or you want to contribute on that?
You can tell a genuine, honest smile in a person,
Hmm.
and that makes them beautiful. Now, I don't care how many anti aging products someone takes,
Uh-huh.
they don't have that genuine, honest smile. They are not youthful.
Yeah.
So, my point is, you can be, I'm close to 60, my father is close to 90, you know, whatever age, I don't care. When I say give life to the inner child, I'm not saying show yourself at 60 like a 10-year-old kid playing at the park on the sun.
Hopefully not.
Now, me, I enjoy time in my hammock listening to music or reading a book. That's my inner child. I enjoy going to the gym. That's my inner child. I enjoy going to music concerts. That's my inner child.
Mm.
But if I don't take my inner child to a music concert, I grow old, unhappy, and I don't care how many anti aging products I'll get,
Mhm.
there is no reverse. Giving life to your inner child is what keeps you going,
Mhm.
along with curiosity. You know, the first two,
Mhm.
fun and curiosity. Let's
Mhm.
say you are in your 90s and you live of memories.
Mhm.
How many times can you relive a memory? How many times can you tell the same story?
Wow.
But if you are curious about learning or researching, which is something that you do,
Mhm.
if you know what you like doing, and you find new concerts to go to or new books to read, now you can go all the way above 100 and beyond, which is my experience in this planet. How long can I go?
Wow. Interesting. One of the comments that you said in the book that I find very interesting is don't be a patient. I, I found that advice really funny because I thought there's nobody that intentionally want to be a patient, because when something happened to you, that's when you become a patient. And maybe somebody is driving on the road and they have an accident, and that's not something they can control, or somebody has heart attack. But then looking at it from the side of something that can be controlled, that was something that I find really interesting. That's an advice, or
Well, be active in what's going on with you. Don't give yourself away to someone to do it for you, because it's like the power is inside. The way I came to this, and I say this in the beginning of the book, this lady that I pick as my guru, she was a cosmetologist. She was a doctor. She was, operating on skin. She was a skin doctor. And she realized no matter injections, pills, creams, poisons, whatever, she realized she couldn't cure angry people, because the skin was just an expression of the inside, of how people felt inside, their approach to life. So that's when she realized to cure, and I go like this because I don't cure anybody, but to cure people, you want people not to be patients, but to be active protagonists of their reality.
Mhm.
So she started treating people not as patients with creams, but as protagonists with self-awareness. So
Wow,
she used
wow.
to like punch you here and ask, does it hurt? Yeah.
Mhm.
Where? In my emotions, like something happens. Okay, let's go and work on your emotions.
Wow, wow, excellent. I like that you mentioned your coach, Delia. That's
Yeah,
what you call her name.
yeah.
And one of the story in the book that I found really interesting, I think you actually put the picture in your book, The Lazy Way to Live Fantastic, about how she helped you with your posture. Talking about the fact that the way people present their posture reflect the way they see the life and they see themselves. Can you
Yes.
give us a short story about that as we wrap up this session?
Okay. I was very hunch over,
Hmm.
let me go sideways.
Hmm.
I was like this.
Wow. Hmm.
And as an athlete, I used to go to the gym and do weights,
Hmm.
to
To
open the
make stretching.
chest and
Hmm.
all of that.
Uh-huh.
I used to go to chiropractors. I took ballet dances, for posture. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. I go to this lady, Dalia, because I had back pain. And I'm like, chiropractors are not going to help me. This is like too painful. She had me lie down on the floor. She touched my forehead a little bit, my toes a little bit. I fell asleep. I woke up 4 hours later straight. Perfect.
Hmm.
I'm like, what
What
happened
happened?
here? And she says, magic. What do you mean magic? And she says, I gave you permission to be yourself.
Hmm.
Going back to all our magic voodoo thing, it's like, I don't know, she performed some voodoo on me, which in the end, all it was allow me to express myself. So all my hunch over years,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was scared, I was shy, I was afraid, low self-esteem.
Hmm.
That's the sign of a hunch over person.
Yeah.
She allowed me to open myself up to the world and express myself. So posture pretty much tells your story.
Wow, that's really powerful. That somebody can look at you sitting down, walking, and can just say something about who you had, who you're going to become in life without talking to you, just based on your posture. And that
Yeah.
also talks about self awareness. Start from not even talking to somebody, the way you present yourself, the way you dress, the way people. I mean, this is what we preach, this is what we talked about dressing, presentation, standing, sitting, your posture says a lot about who you are and how much of yourself that you're aware of and how people can look at you. Excellent. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. Is there any last words you want to say to our viewers, advice, comments, how they can reach you, your book, and things like that? Please go
The
ahead and
book
do.
again.
Yes, again.
It's a good. It's a good book. It's a good book.
Hmm.
I'm talking to the audience now. Go on Amazon, get the book, learn something. It's a fun read. It's philosophically stimulating, makes you think. It's instructional, gives you things to do. It's motivational, gets you moving. So you are going to get something out of it. But I'm going to spoil the end. I'm going to spoil the end. So I'm going to spoil the end. I didn't think about this, but to end, this is how I finish the book. Maybe I shouldn't do this, but I'm spoiling the movie. You are an original. You, Tolu, and everyone listening to this. You are an original. Express your talent. Don't be a rebel. Don't be outstanding. Don't be most people. Be yourself.
Hmm. So you just gave us the permission to be ourselves. Thank you.
You don't need the book now.
Of course, they still have to get a book because we have to support you. This is an excellent book. I read it. The title, of course, is going to make you think, oh, it's all about supporting laziness, but that's not true. It's just to get your attention, just like we're getting your attention now. So please, this is the book. Get it, read it. And if you have questions, you can reach out to the author. Thank you so much for being here, Max Fleischer. This is exciting. I really cherish this conversation. I missed having conversations like this with you. And it's a very educative session for me and very interesting. I enjoyed the conversation and I hope our viewers did also and they have one or two things to learn and they can apply these things to change their life for better and also change the lives of the people around them. Thank you for being here, Max.
Thank you, Tolu. It was a lot of fun, and I hope it was fun and interesting to your audience too.
Good. Thank you so much. Nice. And see you next time. Bye.